Okay, so we're about to do a little bit of Maverick kind of stuff. We're gonna do Magnolia with ginger, and that's not the Maverick thing. We're gonna do it on induction. So a little birdie named Jessica Ring called me last week and said, "Hey, guess what? I distilled in the time it took to make my coffee." And I laughed because I thought she was joking. And then I said, "Whoa, wait a minute. What?" She said, "Yeah, you heard me." And I couldn't get on Amazon quick enough to get myself an induction cooktop because I'm all in. So let's find out. Let's see how long this takes. Okay, I have everything set up and I have little ice on reserve because if this is going to go this fast, you know, I got to have ice on tap. So it's at 8:15. Okay, I'm going to hit start, and I should preface this with I've never used induction cooktops before. So I think I can up this to get to boil. Yep. Which is 425, and then I should be able to knock it down once I can hear something going on. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be listening for, but I'm just gonna run like I'm doing a regular distillation. So yes, it's 15 after 8, and let's see when we get our first drips of hydrosol. And again, this is a co-distillation of magnolia flowers and ginger. Ginger's from Peru. It's hard to get ginger from Hawaii until a little later in the year. And we've been in a pretty intense heat wave the last 3-4 days, and it put it this way, it dropped down to 106 degrees Fahrenheit today. And not only does this little Irish lily not take to that kind of heat, magnolias aren't happy in them either. So it took me a good part of the day to find enough flowers for the distillation. I actually ended up with a few extra, which is great. So I'm going to stick that in alcohol, perfumer's alcohol, and start a maceration with them. So, okay, well, let's see what we got going on, and stay tuned. Okay, so I dropped it down to 400 because I'm timid. I'm just putting that out there. It was at 425, which is boil point, but I just want to make sure I'm really in control of the heat, and you know, this is new for me, so you know, I'm super timid. Anyway, it is 8:35. The boiler is hot as H. This first column is hot as H, and I can feel it dancing its way up to the second column. So we should have some hydrosol coming through pretty soon. And I think maybe once it gets going, I'll knock it down to 375, if not a little bit less. Again, I'm just figuring this out. This is a whole new thing for me. So, yes. This is what trending distillation looks like. If that's even a thing. Okay, it's 8:42. I dropped the temp down to 350. I may have to adjust it higher, but we have first signs of hydrosol. And see, it's coming a little too hot, so we're going to drop that. Woo! Yes, no, we don't want to lose those volatiles, that's for sure. But I gotta say, magnolia and ginger. Yes. Okay, I gotta set the phone down to do some adjusting, but yeah, again, 8:41, and we are into the distillation. Okay, so what I did is I followed the cheat sheet, which I have in my tea cabinet. Look at all that. I love tea just as much as I love coffee. Anyway, I digress. So I actually dropped it down to 175 Fahrenheit, and that wasn't quite enough. So I ended up putting this to 275, and I think when I dropped it down before, it was just coming out too hard and fast, which explains my 20s. Okay, I said it. I put it out there. I don't care. Whatever. Anyway, so once I kind of slowed down the distillation, I was able to bring it back up to 275, and this is where it's really coasting. So this is the thing that Jessica, and again, Jessica Ring, she's distilled probably since birth. And she's a dear and sweet friend. And she was the one that told me about induction. She did this. And one of the things that really was a standout for me in the conversation was she said there were no off notes. And I have to tell you that she's right on point with that. There are no off notes. And again, this is a co-distillation of ginger and magnolia. And what's happening is the ginger is actually making the magnolia a better profile, a better magnolia. It's crazy. But it absolutely smells intoxicating. Everything's flowing really well. We're into the distillation, 9:05, so not even quite an hour. And we're just moving along beautifully. I absolutely love this. This might be how I do distillations from here on because it's so precise. And you can really control the heat. And that's always the big thing with distillation, and particularly with all the stuff that I distill, because I go after the hard stuff. I go after the lilacs. I go after the jacaranda. I even did wisteria, although you got to watch it with wisteria. But I go after, my point is I go after the stuff nobody wants to, or others have tried and it came out like sewage, because that can happen. And for me, it's always been about really working the heat, really being in full control of the heat. And this induction, it's really nice. It's not surfing. The temp isn't surfing. Everything's super consistent. There's no off notes because of all of that, because we're right on point with this. So, ooh, Jessica, girl, really, really appreciate everything that you've shared. Really, really appreciate it. All right, we are an hour in, and one of the things that will benefit me is if I actually read the whole manual or go onto YouTube, because this clicked off. Not that it was a big deal, because all I did is I hit clear and then I hit it again. It reset to temp. So I guess after 1 hour, it has a preset unless you bypass it, and I didn't know how to do that. So no big deal. There was no disruption in the distillation, and we're almost at our first 16 ounces already, which is incredible. It smells amazing in here. I'm absolutely loving this. And look at all that oil. That's got to be that ginger. And actually the Magnolia, because it's had so much heat in the last few days, I reckon that there's a lot of essential oil in that as well. So I'll have to stick this in a separatory funnel and just see. Oh yeah, you can see there's a nice skim of essential oil in here. Ooh, this is so fun. Okay, I'm going to cut this. We are, let's see, an hour and 40 minutes in. And I could go longer, but I want to go to bed. I'm actually really tired. So it always takes a lot out of me when I have to be in intense heat and foraging, which I try not to do, but I really wanted to give this a try today. But Whew. I'm hook, line, and snookered. This is the way to go. All right. Thanks for watching.